Playing a match with the community led to some very interesting games here. In this one, we are once again playing with an interesting battle group. We got the 7th Armored on our side, so I'm playing with the 7th Panzer Division. We also got the KDA by that guy, and we have the 79th by Skific. Now Skific will be taking the far left flank, that guy is going to the right side, and I am going to try and take over the middle. And we're just going to see how that kind of goes. It could be quite a difficult one, because usually in the middle you are prone to getting attacked from both flanks. And this time we are going to be up against the 3rd Armored, so that is even going to be a lot more interesting on top of that. But before we get into the game, a big thanks to the latest patron, RG. Thank you so much for becoming a patron, and you guys can also support me that way and help me keep my coffee supply in order. Now that said, let's quickly get into it. Now this game turned out to be quite an interesting one, and we're going to do some interesting things with recon once again and try to sneak them behind enemy lines. So yours truly has 1, 2, 3, 4 recon units that are going to try to make it either in a really good position on the front line or sneak all the way back into the enemy's line of sight. Now let's go over the unit composition here. So that guy is playing with a couple of Conquerors vehicles. He has a command going to the right, flamethrower infantry and a couple of T-62s. And then recon units. Then we got SPG-9, so recoilless guns going to the middle together with more flamethrowers and Machschützen and a couple of mortars, 30mm grenade launcher, or 2 of them. Now we already have planes flying around from Le Couchette. I think that's how you pronounce it. Once again, he's playing as 3rd Armored. Don't confuse this for a French player, or the French battle group unit here. Now the Phantom does come in, takes a nice little gun run at the Mi-2. I call him my MiG-23ML, but unfortunately it disappoints us a little bit with its accuracy and doesn't manage to take it out. But we do land a good hit at least. But we got wrecked. We get absolutely destroyed by the Eagle. Now guys, I do want to apologize for the background noise. Basically, whenever something gets destroyed, there's a really loud, obnoxious sound effect that Eugen added to the game. It is being commented on heavily on the Discord, so I will probably, or we will probably have an update very, very soon that fixes that, because yeah, it is way too loud, and I can't do anything to adjust it. I would have to just turn down the audio completely, which is something that I will probably do for this video, turn it down a little bit, and add, maybe increase the background music a little bit more. But I can't turn it off, unfortunately. Now on the left side here, let's just go into the neutral mode here. Skific is also up against the 3rd Armored, and here is something that I want to tell all of you guys to do, which is to work on your flanks. There is nothing outside of the zone from Skific, except for his artillery, and this air rifle could have just walked straight in, taken out the Tunguska, and the no-safe, he just kept moving out. And probably also spotted the T-80UD and get some RPG shots in his booty. Go for the flanks. The flanks are more important than the front line or the zone itself. If you hold the flanks, you hold the zone. It's that easy. And that is basically what that guy is doing here. He's moving for the flanks with a lot of his units. He's holding a couple units in the zone itself, and now he's pushing into the forest there to get a better, stronger point. Now the enemy has a lot of focus on artillery. We have field supply points being put down by 2 of the enemy teams. So that is 500 points worth of FOBs, basically. That is going to be a bit of a dangerous position to be in. Now, since I saw that we're up against the 3rd Armored, I didn't push up too much, because the heaviest tanks we get are T-72M1s, these guys here. And even against Bradleys, they might have some trouble with those TOW2s, so I need to be quite careful here. But in hindsight, I could have probably pushed up a little bit more aggressive, but I didn't really know what he had here, so we kind of just played safe. Now we have a command from Skific going into Foxtrot. The enemy team is +2 at the moment, but with that we should balance it out quite nicely. And in the meantime, the main fight seems to be happening on the far right side. Oof, T-62 getting an ammo explosion, that's gotta hurt. And he gets annihilated by the Brennus. That is unfortunate. The Brennus, really good tank, 165 points. Kind of expensive for what you get in terms of main gun, but it also has an autocannon, which is wonderful. Yeah, a lot of artillery usage by the enemy team here, and that basically makes me decide to try to move a recon unit behind enemy lines, and that is exactly what we're going to try to do here. We're taking them over the hill here. Basically, just like in the Lord of the Rings series, where we're trying to find the hobbits that are taken by the orcs. We're literally trying to do that here. We also have a recon unit on the left side that is going to walk all the way across. Now, it is really slow, obviously. These guys aren't going to be very fast. 25 kilometers per hour is already decent, but it's still kind of painfully slow. What I might try next time is put him in off-road vehicles, if I can, and just drive him across on the flanks. Here we go, we got our T-72 M1, decent tank, 18 AP gun on it, relatively accurate as well, and not too bad of a front armor and also side armor. It's actually not bad. Now over here we did spot the Bradley with our special Aufklärer. So the plan here is to move the Panzerjäger with the dual RPGs to quickly take that out, because that is quite an expensive unit, 120 points. And that is a really good recon unit. Now, noticing the lack of flank units from Skific, I do help him out by getting some recon units myself, because I really want him to just be able to fully focus on Fox, since that usually becomes a meat grind. Actually, becomes a steel grind. It's just an armored fight all over. Oof. Man, that sucked. He almost got that rolling 3. That would have been beautiful. Yeah, good overall unit composition on the right side. Maybe the guy, could have been a little bit more aggressive, but I do like it when people take their time and build up a good enough force to push with, and that is exactly what he's doing, as you can see. I appreciate that. Here we go, Panzerjäger moving in. We're holding him at a little bit of a distance for now. Just to keep him, we keep him in a position that he can take him out if we need to. If he starts shooting at one of our units, we will move in and destroy it. Now, speaking of FOB, I did put my own down here. So we have our field depot nicely hidden, just in case we need it. We got a Wild Weasel going in with a seed run. Misses the Osa, very lucky. Actually, Osa's destroyed, never mind. I guess it fired a second missile and took it out. Wow, that is very cost effective. Now we got some artillery firing down on the Bradley here from Skific. I did tell him not to, because I want to keep the element of surprise here and get plenty of units ready to do a push. Because a little bit of RT isn't really going to do that much damage. It's only going to make them realize that these units are spotted, so you just don't want to do that. There we go, we finally do move in to take out the Bradley, since we engaged some units here anyways. But unfortunately, Skific is now getting countered by the enemy artillery because he forgot to move his 122mm. Luckily, most of those shots are missing. Yeah, he got really lucky with that. Oh, this one might hit directly on top. No. Last round. Oof, okay, that one kind of hit. Very lucky there. Now, as you can see on the right side, that guy has moved up really nicely. Dragon Pairs versus Pioneers. Now, Pioneers... Wait, can they fire? Wow, okay, they are firing the flamethrower inside the building that they are in. That should probably not be possible. But who am I to judge? That's kind of just burning down the entire place. If you can take it, they can take it. Now, I am very proud to see that the members on the community on my Discord are doing a flank like this. That just warms my entire body up. Because most of the time, people don't protect their flanks. And in this case, it's kind of this, that holds true. There's one recon unit, a 150 cal, but most of the forces are really up at the front line. The only thing, though, that misses is smoke. Now, unfortunately, the recon gets spotted by the Apache, and that was kind of a painful, that was quite painful for it to happen. But what am I going to do? I'm just going to do it again. So we got this recon unit that is going to be tasked with taking the exact same route. Because usually the enemy is like, okay, well, we shut that down once, he's probably not going to do it again. The poor Mi-22 or Mi-2 getting bullied by the A-10. We do survive that gun run. The Cub opens up and misses every shot, unfortunately. And after that we quickly move it, because there's probably artillery coming down straight on top of this thing. MiG-21 Bis moving in, getting 2 really good hits, but unfortunately getting shot down by the Chaparrals. That was not worth it for us. Here we go, Aero Rifles versus Machutsen. 2 M60s versus 2, whatever you want to call it. RPKs, basically. But we also have a BMP here and Pioneers in the back. Now, right now, we are getting ready to push 1 Bradley and 2 M1A1s. But before we do that, we're gonna get our artillery ready and pay them a little bit of a payback. Now on the right side here, our teammate spots the enemy command, gets actually into the same building as the enemy command, but probably isn't going to make it because there's an Apache firing down right on top of him now. Now that should also do a lot of damage to the command unit itself. Yep, command unit destroyed, very nice. Now even though they don't need to keep the command in there, it is still going to cost them quite a bit to get a new one in there to make sure that they hold it. So if we just go into neutral mode, that command is dead, but they have a PC4 here, and that is the only command that they got. So it weakened their position, and that's not a bad thing. Got some artillery from Skific. Let's see if he's moving it after. Yes, he is. He's learning from his mistake there. Very good. And in the meantime, I am just buffing up my tank presence with more T-72 M1s, and we are getting more AA as well. So we got a couple more Cubs coming in, left and right. And a lot of our artillery is moving up to the front line too. Yeah, they gotta really chill with that sound effect. I do apologize for that if it's too loud. So, a little bit of a pause in the battle here. The enemy is still 570 points ahead, so we have a lot of catching up to do. Now do remember, the main point of these community games is both to have a lot of fun, but also to use it as a learning experience, and I think Skific learned quite a bit, and that is to focus on the flanks. The only unit that is outside of the zone is this Spetsnaz GRU, and you really want to have a strong presence here in order to have a nice both crossfire, but a good point to fall back into and then trap the enemy in all of your units. That is something that people should definitely focus on. So we have one Acacia, one RM70, another Acacia was purchased right now. And the plan is basically to HE and rocket this armored group here and then push up all of our tanks. Now speaking of getting rocketed, on the right side that guy is getting wrecked by artillery. Or was getting wrecked by artillery if he didn't move his units up. So very good proactive move there. But unfortunately the artillery on the left side does find its target and the T-80B is getting a hammering of his lifetime. Look at that. That's gotta hurt. But he manages to get out of there. So here we go. Our recon is on a repeat mission. He's probably very nervous since the last one didn't go so well. So this guy is going to be tasked with moving up all the way here and try to get eyes on the enemy artillery. Here we go. RM70 is firing. The Acacia is aiming up as well. And one thing I like to do is to give them a firing position order and then put them on return fire. That way they are aimed up, ready to fire, but they won't open fire yet. That way you can synchronize all of your artillery. So you will see here the RM70 will be done aiming, but it's not going to fire. It is going to wait until I give it the order to open up by basically unticking the return fire key. There we go, they're all aimed up. Any second now they are all going to open up here. Yeah, having noticed the enemy artillery, we are going to retaliate here and take out our own artillery, but use it in a way that I think is acceptable and doesn't ruin the fun of the game, which is use it functionally. So we have artillery stunning all of those units. We have our tanks moving in, dealing a ton of damage on the M1A1 already, and the artillery actually bringing it down to 2 HP. Here we go, we get a nice side shot from the T-72s. The Bradley there fires ETGM, so we just quickly smoke it. And with that, we take out a really good blob of the enemy forces there. But we also decide to not overextend and just fall back afterwards. That was a successful mission. We don't need to get too greedy. But that was very good there. In hindsight, I could have literally just attack moved here and we would have taken over the zone. But you never know. So better safe than sorry. Now on the right side here, that guy is doing pretty good. focusing on that right flank, trying to just make his way to this little hill here and hold that forested area. Now the poor Machutsun get absolutely annihilated by the howitzers, but we are slowly making our way towards them. And we have actually survived further than our initial recon unit. So we're getting somewhere. Yeah, look at that. Artillery being used without any real purpose, just to try to destroy units, and that is not gonna do anything for them. We'll just fall back. That's all we got. Now this recon unit does make it to the back, but there is no artillery being used here, which is kind of a shame for us, because this guy kind of just became useless. But still, it just shows that you can really just go straight over the enemy flank. They don't protect it. Oh man, the FLAs, the 57mm are beautiful. They just one tap stun anything. Wonderful AA pieces. Really recommend you guys trying those out. Another artillery barraging coming on the T-72 group here. We quickly fall back. Yeah, that would definitely hurt. But hey, that is wasting a lot of ammunition for no reason. Just double MLRS. Each salvo costs up 480 supplies, and the fob is already down quite a bit. And quad stack M109s. Man, this guy really loves his arty, doesn't he? Well, we're gonna pay him a visit very soon. Don't you worry. Here we go, Panzerjäger and Machutsun up against aero rifles. Not the best ratio for sure, but the Panzerjäger is perfect at taking out these vehicles. Here we go, bringing it down to 1 HP. And they got a hit. Oof, they traded. Very good. That was a successful little engagement there. Now the OH-58C Scout and the Apache definitely are a problem. And the funny thing is, when you meet two helicopters like this, you want to take out the recon. Because the Apache on its own is going to be blind as a mole. They are not going to do great. So I'm just fast moving the Igla up here. But luckily for us, they move into my line of sight and we take out the OH-58 in one shot, and this Apache is now blind. Let's just quickly move over to the Couchette's point of view, and he only sees the Pioneer units and the Recon and the BMP and nothing else. So that worked out really well. Man, we were lucky to move before the Apache made its round there. And we are almost behind their base, or at their base. Now here we go, Big Mouse is doing a little bit of a flank push as well. An Apache with, is it 16? Yeah, 16 Hellfires. A beast of a helicopter. Definitely don't want to be meeting this guy when you play armored. Oof. There goes the Hellfire. Let's see what it does. Oh, that does do a ton of damage there. That is painful. Skific does have an Osa here. Let's see if he manages to take it out with this. He does have a line of sight. Oh, he needs to hit it. Oh, he did hit it. Come on, Skific. Nice. Very good kill. Very, very good kill. Now at this point, I am just getting my artillery ready. So we have 3 Akatsias, 1 RM-70. I'm going to get the rest of my Akatsias in the last RM-70 in order to overwhelm his artillery and quickly take it out with one maneuver. That is the plan here. And in terms of AA, we have a nice AA net as well. 1, 2, 3, 4 Cubs. We have some Iglas here, which is now firing at the Apache. Unfortunately missing, but you know what? It already destroyed the OH, so it can miss a few shots. That's okay. Now in hindsight, I could have moved up on this flank here and helped out Skific, because there is not much here. I already got behind him. And I mean, flash units aren't going to be able to take out a single BMP. But yeah, Big Mouse is making really good use of the flanks. Look at that. Look at the amount of units he has here. And that's what I mean, that the flanks are more important than the actual main front line. Poor BMP gets destroyed by the Bradley there. Quite unfortunate. we kind of just panic click or select everything and click B just to smoke it. Nice looking A10 coming in. Now I commit here with my plane and just decide that this thing needs to go down. And that was worth it. The Eagle unfortunately does get out though, but he's badly damaged. Look at our Aufklärer moving up. We are so close. The danger here though is the spawn points. Now luckily for us, if this guy spawns anything in, it's going to take this road here. And it's going to basically turn right. And if someone here spawns anything, it's going to probably come out from here. So I was kind of just worried that something would just go down this road and spot my units on my route towards this little tree line here. Which would have been disastrous. Now we got 20 minutes left. We definitely need to make some moves here to bring it back to hopefully at least get a draw or preferably a victory. Oof, Skiffy got a really beautiful shot, but I am really worried about... Yep, there it is. Oh no. That hurts, man. Yep, that's why you focus on the flanks. That is painful. That is not something you want to see to your poor T80. That was a T80 UD as well, I believe. And those are like 320 points or something. Oof. Oh, very nice combo here. Beautiful. Well done, Skiffic. At least you have a really good like crossfire with your tanks going on. Speaking of, there's more armored vehicles popping out. N113 immediately getting destroyed. He does call for aid here, that he needs AT infantry. So I quickly get some Panzerjäger infantry there to support him. No, flash engineers, that is going to be a problem. Luckily we have our own flamethrowers and BMPs moving in. And our recon has almost made it to the enemy line. Let's see what our artillery situation is. Acacias have moved in position and in range. We have 4 of those and we have 2 RM70s ready to go. Now the amount of supplies that needs is really little. A full 24 rounds, so every ammo or firing every shell that it has uses 720 supplies. So that's 1540, let's say 1500. So that's 3000 for all Acacias. RM70 uses 3000, so that's 6000 for the entire barrage. Which is quite a bit, so if you use a lot of artillery, the field depot is going to go down pretty quick. Oh, here we go, Apache comes in for some more. We don't have any AA here, except for the Shilka, which definitely is a bit of a problem for Matschützen. They're not going to have that much of a good time there. Now we're still building up our forces, but we decide that we need to make some moves. Bradley gets fired at by our T-72s, and we immediately take that out very nicely. One thing I need to do is get more recon infantry in this battle group, because I like to do these flanks to enemy bases, but then I run out of recon infantry on the main front line. I do have these BMPs, but I really just need infantry recon. They're much more stealthy. Here we go, we have our Panzerjäger coming in, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8 RPG launchers. Oh, come on, get that Wild Weasel. Oof, nice kill there. Very good. Yeah, the Panzerjäger is basically just going to chill over there and get into a defensive position, and then move up if our ally needs it. Here we go, Shilka is in position here, taking shots at the Apache. I wonder if we actually took it out. How far is that? I can't even tell. Oh, that's quite far. Yeah, we're gonna run out of range. Yep. Hey, we did some good damage. Look at that. We finally spotted his artillery and we start opening up with ours. And if we just go into neutral mode, he makes a mistake here again. Which is to have his artillery close to his field depot. Or a field supply point. And the same for this guy, he fires it right next to his FSP. Guys, I know that these guys never played Wargame, because if they did, they would just get scolded in the match while watching the replay commentary, because that is a horrible mistake. Now we open up with the might of the Soviet artillery. Oh, it is going in. Unfortunately for us though, the artillery decided to move. But fortunately for us, we might actually take out a FSP with this. I don't know if we actually managed to do that. Did we destroy it? I don't think we did. No, we didn't manage to destroy that one. But I wonder if we managed to destroy this one. Now the good thing about this is, it might have made him think that we just fired at his old position and we don't really know where he is yet. But luckily for us, the recon is still there. Artillery is just waiting, getting rearmed as we speak. And the moment they stop, we open up fire once again. Here we go, both RM70s. RM70s are still good on ammo. Acacias are fine as well. They still got 17 rounds, that's more than enough. We basically just need one salvo for this. Here we go, our AT infantry is in position. We're just quickly moving them up to the road here, since the Resvetka there tells us that it's safe to move up. And we're gonna hold position there. Here we go. RM70s on Acacias are aiming. Everyone is getting ready. And everyone opens up. Beautiful little artillery mission, and this is, in my opinion, how you should use your artillery if the enemy uses a lot of artillery. Try to counter theirs. Look at that. Get beautiful hits. And you want to overwhelm it, because you probably only get one chance at this. That's 2 M109s down. We decide to just open up with a special aufklär, because we're gonna get spotted anyways. By a recon that flies over or something. Then we take out the third. And the fourth M109. And that is going to piss him off royally. But that was the point. And after that, we just quickly move all of our artillery back to the field depot. Which they will never be able to counter, because we always keep our artillery far, far away from it. Now I decide to kind of try to help out that recon unit by quickly getting 2 MiG-21s. And try to kind of pull a Top Gun mission here over the hills and take out that Apache. But we didn't get to do that. And our recon perishes. But man, was that a useful recon or not? That was beautiful. Now the RM70s are still on a fire mission. I kind of just forgot to use these guys, I guess. So they are still aiming up. There's really nothing there. The only thing that is still a target, or a good target, is a field supply point. Over there, and the 2 artillery that's not moving on the right side. Yeah, the RM70s are just forgotten about, and they will keep firing at this position. But, you know, just to show dominance, I guess. Alright. Very good. Now on the left side, we spot quite a lot of M1A1s. That is 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 of them, probably. T-ADU's getting some nice ATGM shots. No hits. Oof, it misses that shot. That is painful. Come on, T-AD. Come on, brother. Oh no, that could be the end of that. Come on, dude. Oh, that is a wrong target to fire at, my sir. Nope, never mind. Oh my god, they keep missing everything. Let's go, autoloader. There you go. This T-ADU is excused. He's completely stressing on 1 HP. This guy, on the other hand, should have hit. Now my Panzerjäger are tasked with just clearing the forest of any armored vehicles, so they are moving forward with the dual RPG-7s. And hopefully that makes short work of these CVs, because I didn't really pay attention to that. But it is. It is making short work of them. Look at that. Beautiful. We also have some artillery right on top of the command tank, and that destroys that one really nicely. And let's go back to our point of view here. Now, as you see, this is how you should use your field supply point. Now, this guy is out of range. Unfortunately, I didn't see it. But we quickly go back, we resupply. As you can see, we used up quite a lot of supplies. And then we move back to the front line. Now, I didn't even fully supply all my Acacias, but that is completely fine. Now again, I am being a little bit passive here. Don't really know what happened to me there. I just try to take it nice and slow. and I was focusing a lot on the artillery and trying to help out my teammates. So I was a little bit preoccupied. Now here is a fight and a half. 1 Machutsun against 4 squads. What I do with the BMP is I target the arrow rifles because everything else does not have anti-tank weapons. So the arrow rifle is being targeted with the BMP. He might already be out of ammo actually. So that was definitely a good shout here. And the BMPs are going to basically follow them up. Now, we are moving a lot of our units in to help out on the left. We have more Panzerjägers moving in to try to take out some of these M1A1s. They are queued up to unload in a nice little line here and play very defensively. We're not going to do anything crazy with them just yet. Now over here, that guy is pushing a ton of units to the right. And if we just look at the enemy's POV, there's not a lot of enemy units here on the right. And I am actually impressed by the amount of units that guy managed to get into the zone. That is really well done here. And now he has a group, a fresh group of Spetsnaz together with a command infantry that he's going to move up to that sector as well. So at this point we decide to push because left and right is getting pushed quite heavily. I need to keep Le Couchette busy. So I move up my units. There's something interesting that I'm doing here. I know there's an AT-GEM unit there. What I'm doing is I'm holding shift, I make the tank move in front of the smoke and then reverse back, move in front, reverse back, and that is sucking up, or making him waste all of his AT-GEMs on this unit. And I think he's already out. Nope, there's another one, and that is wasted. It works so well, you don't even need to touch it anymore. Now this is obviously going to draw a lot of fire. All my tanks, that is. But I am ready for that. We have more tanks in reserve. They only cost 100 points or so. Especially the base T-72's 110. That poor Bradley is not ready for this one. Now we were getting attacked, so our point was, or a decision was made to just push. Smoke our tanks for this Apache. And then just hold down for a moment. Let's see if our Akatsias are gonna counter that. A lot of times people also forget to do anything with their artillery after they've already fired once, and they just forget to micro them. Oh, here we go. This is going to be a bad one here. Look at the amount of units being pushed in from Le Couchette. We got a little bit too lazy here, and he just had a lot of time to build up. But hey, we destroyed M1A1 command. BMP and T-72s are moving in. Got some really good hits on another M1A1, taking that out with our flanking T-72 group. And we deal a lot of damage to this guy as well. So in all, that is a very painful push for Couchette there. Now the mission here is basically to draw in the enemy. And I did record this live, but I kind of want to switch it up a little bit more and give you guys some of these replay commentaries as well from time to time, especially if it's like a good learning experience for everyone. So these tanks and infantry and PVATs are just moving way too close. My god, it's so loud. And we have the RM70s firing at the tree line where all of them are going. We get a nice kill on the PVAD. And now the T-55s can finish the job. These guys don't cost much. 95 points each. But they got a mean gun. Especially at close range. There goes that M1A1. Look at that. There goes the PVAD. That M1A1 does manage to survive for a little bit longer. But we are not going to stop just yet. We got nice AT-GM hits on him, and there goes that M1A1 as well. The M901 ITV is gone too. And with that, the PVAD is gone, and the M1A1 Abrams is the last one to survive. Really nice bait here with the Conkers, pushing him in like that. Now I wonder if we managed to take out any other artillery. We do have some artillery firing here. The MLRS is right next to the FOB again. The Akatsias are moving up a little bit. So we'll see if we actually manage to destroy a couple of those guys. Now there's about 6 minutes left. We are still 500 points behind, so we gotta make some moves. And the move here is to neutralize this zone, and on the right side to neutralize Golf. So that guy is moving up quite a big group here that includes a Spetsnaz infantry command. Because we need to at least get a draw out of this. Preferably win. Let's see what our artillery is doing here. Artillery is still aiming, not doing anything yet. Got our Machutsu moving up. Noticing that it's only Itos, we're just moving up the BMPs. And they won't be able to really do anything to us there. Ooh, A10 coming in. Well, we have plenty of AA now. Or so I thought. Yep, there we go. A10 down. Beautiful. Man, that did cost a lot of attempts, but luckily we got it. In 2 shots, actually. So I'm kind of impressed. Now, the CVs can't actually fire at tanks. They only do HE damage. So the BMPs are going to have a field time. Or field day trying to take that out. Now, here's something I could have spotted earlier. I didn't actually look at this point. No one also marked it. Would have been nice if Skific marked it so I can move my recon there and destroy it. But everyone was kind of busy with their fights. Now here we go, Akatsia's opening up on this poor ATGM infantry. And we finally get a command in here, putting us up to +3. In general, really good teamwork from everyone. Nice amount of smoke being put down by that guy, which he's going to use in order to move his units in. And speaking of moving units in, he is almost there with his command on the right side. And he's doing really good with his T70 or T62s. Or at least he was doing really good until the enemy called in much more artillery. Or tanks. My mind is just stuck on artillery today. Yep, unfortunately for Le Couchette, the flash units aren't going to do anything against the BMP. And now we're just hunting commands. Got a nice little supply line going in here. And we have Machutsu moving up to clear the buildings again, because he did manage to get some mechanized rifles in. So props to him for that. And he also got a command in there. So he did really good there. They definitely countered really nicely. Now my double stack Cubs here trying to take out another A10. And with the second salvo we managed to take that out. There we go, T55s. Base T55 AM2s moving in with 95 points. Super cost effective. Decent gun if you're up close and personal. But yeah, I could have definitely been a bit more aggressive earlier in the game. But then again, I was also helping out left and right. Yeah, we kind of missed out a great opportunity here. We could have taken out some more artillery with that recon. But hey, hindsight is always 20/20, right? And Akatsias are just firing away at the known enemy locations to get it with a push. We do lose a tank there, which is very painful, and we get some blue on blue or red on red action. Could have been worse though. Luckily we have a command tank here to quickly take this back. And I really want to see if we actually countered any of their artillery. I guess we didn't. Yeah, look at this. We could have just destroyed 2 MLRS here. Man, that sucks. That could have been a really easy time there. Here we go. There goes that command. And we are up to +4? +5 even. Because we finally have a command on the right side. And that means that this zone cannot be used as a spawn point. Very nicely done by that guy. And he's now also pushing up really aggressively over here. Very well done. Got another A10 coming in. Now our AA, most of it is out of ammunition. We do have the double stack Cubs here. But we're being nice and careful with them. Now we are +5. Here we go. We are finally firing the Akatsias with 1 minute and 10 seconds left. And guess what? The enemy is firing it from his fob. So I wonder if we're going to be able to take out that fob. We're down to the last 60 seconds. Akatsia's opening up. Let's see what happens. We are +5 right now. We're hunting down the last command. And with that, we're going to be +8. Shells incoming for the double stack MLRS. And also an Apache that is on the ground. And the field depot is on 3 HP. Let's see here, 35 seconds. I wonder if we get it. I don't actually know. Yep, we did. Very nice, that's another 250 kills right there. Not that it matters too much. And we got the MLRS as well, beautiful. Man, that is how it's done. Move your artillery, gentlemen. Don't fire next to your fob in the first place. Very good game. Well played by everyone, Skiffic. Good job on holding the left. Definitely. But next time, focus on your flanks a bit more, because that really enabled him to move a lot of units into your zone. And we actually draw that game. So quite good from everyone. We got 218 kills. Quite a lot of losses too. Quite a lot of losses. Look at our artillery kills here. M109, field supply point, an MLRS, another M109, 3 Itos that were in that building. My god, the Panzerjäger really worked overtime. Did we get any other artillery kills? I mean, we got a lot of them. We definitely made him pay for using artillery. We got 4 M109s, an MLRS and a FOB. So yeah, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was definitely a fun match to play with you guys, with the fans. So thank you guys for tuning in. Join the Discord so we can get some games going with the community. And I'll see you guys back in the next one. Take care.